crosses in the last two classes. We talked about the quadrant, so the valid places that we can put our feet. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the main places we go crossing. Of course, we can also have our feet go next to each other and out to the side. And it's the same on the other foot. Joop, 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 joop. Oh, sorry, that was me. Joop, 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 joop. And these can be the places where we have to get comfortable with this idea of the front leg being bent and the back one being straight. Note that normally we're trying to have our feet roughly next to each other here, and we're trying to have engagement with the ground as we move around. And then we talk about leading them. So we have 4 kind of basic ones, which are probably the best place to start practicing them or trying to implement them socially. So we have Ju, follows forward on her right, and we cross. Ju, and we can do it both sharp, Ju, or we can do it smooth. And then we have the other leg as well, sharp or smooth. And then the follow going back on both legs as well, smooth. And I'll show the other one, sharp, ju, 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 ju.
So just to recap, we've talked about quadrants as valid positions, but we can also go forward and straight diagonally. So we don't always have to go through front, side, back. We can go front and diagonally, but the end position here is the same. Both methods, whether we are going quadrants or whether we're going straight diagonally. And similarly, we have these more smooth ones. If we're just giving forward and back as a smooth motion, I don't go out and in. I follow what they actually give me. So if they give me a forward and in, I kind of go through this diagonal point in between and then into the same position. So this position stays the same. We try to get into the same, feet together, squeezing the thighs, and the same in other directions.
And then we talked about the leading and following of them. We had an easier time with the touching one. So like Ju, Ju. We talked about, we have this concept of lanes and where we can put them. And as a lead, we're giving this indication of going like diagonal, but kind of more to the side sort of, while still giving the direction that we're going. And as a follow, responding to that with touches. We struggled a little bit more with the more complicated concept of doing it smoothly. So to go more smooth and do these swings, what I have to do is prep very early. So the step before, I'm thinking of increasing my tension. So as we're transferring onto this step, I'm increasing my engagement a little bit and the connection with my partner, and that means using our connection points to increase our tension, almost like a compressive thing. I'm not really thinking of picking her legs up as much as I'm thinking of keeping this engagement, keeping this tension, and going and drawing a circle on the ground, my energy being more downwards. This requires like prepping, so knowing ahead of time that we're doing the move, and also a lot of practice. We talked about how the lead comes more from the change in energy than how much energy we're using. So it's not about being very heavy or forceful, it's about having this baseline in our dance, which is why our basics and walking is so important, and then being able to turn that into the crosses. Then we move on to some steps today.
One more thing I want to mention is that you increase your tension as you want to lead this, and the moment you want us to stop doing the cross or stay engaged, you release the tension. That's how I know I transfer and I go out. For the follow, I mimic the tension. So if I'm doing this and there's still high tension, I'm going to keep on standing there and waiting, because maybe they want to go reverse and want to go back, play with something else. But the moment they release the tension, then they know, okay, I can uncross, I can transfer my
and we have this one pattern that I'll show quickly where we go da, 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 where we cross behind like so. And then we have the more advanced version, ju, 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 1, 2, 3. I make a leg connection, have her go to the side. And I have this feeling of letting my frame extend over that leg so her weight transfers there. And I think I'm going back, vroom, vroom, vroom. Or the slightly more simple version, ju, ju, ju. Side, transfer, everything back, touch, leg lift, forward. Ju, ju, ju. Sorry, that was 2 recaps in one. So thank you all.
Thank you.